Hey guys, so I am back. Yesterday we finished reading The Westing Game, which means it is time for us to start another brand new book. So this book is called Found, and it is by Margaret Peterson Haddix, who is one of my favorite authors ever. She writes such exciting, suspenseful, intense books for kids that they, for me, really got me into a lot of the books that I like to read now as an adult. So her books are mostly in the genre of thriller, sometimes combined with science fiction. And a thriller means that it's like thrilling, right? It's really exciting. There's a lot of suspense. It's kind of related to mystery, but a mystery is usually more focused on clues, and there might be a detective or somebody who's acting like a detective trying to solve the mystery. But thriller books are more about the suspense and the feeling it creates in the reader, where you want to keep turning the page and keep finding out what happens. So there's usually some elements of mystery in thrillers, but not always. So there are tons and tons and tons of thrillers written for adults, but not as many that are written for kids. But Margaret Peterson Haddix is the master of writing thrillers that are good for kids. So in class this year we read Among the Hidden, also by the same author, and I think you guys, when you think about that book, you know what I mean about it being suspenseful and exciting and thrilling, right? So this book, Found, is the next one that we're going to read together. So my copy is a little beat up and it's kind of old. This book was published in 2008, but I actually have an old advanced reviewer copy, which means that before the book was actually released and sold, they make some copies and they send them to people who like write book reviews. Maybe now people like make book videos, or they run a book blog, but they also would give them to people who work at bookstores too, so that they could be more knowledgeable when they're trying to help people find books. So my grandma used to work at a bookstore, so when I was a kid she used to give me advanced reader copies of books all the time, which was super exciting, and I was totally like the cool kid. I was like, oh yeah, I read that book a couple months ago, even though it just came out. So this is one that I read when I was a kid, a little bit before it came out, and it is actually part of a whole series, but I just have the first one that we're going to read together, okay? So I'm going to read you the blurb on the back that will hopefully get you excited about finding out what's in this book. All right. It says, a new series from the best-selling master of suspense, right? That's what I said. Jonah and Chip are receiving sinister messages. Upon investigating, they are thwarted at every turn by men who disappear into thin air, and even by the FBI. Finally, they make a shocking discovery. 13 years ago, a plane appeared out of nowhere with no passengers other than 36 babies. Now, Jonah, Chip, and the others from that plane are caught in a struggle between two opposing forces who want very different things. Margaret Peterson Haddix's taut new series has all the mesmerizing power of her critically acclaimed multi-million copy selling Shadow Children series, which is Among the Hidden, was the first book in that series. So this is a great book, super exciting, right? A plane shows up out of nowhere and the only people on it are babies. Babies don't know how to fly planes, right? Like, okay. So I'm so excited to read this book with you guys. Stay tuned for my next video, and we're going to read the prologue and chapter 1.